Alright, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Today we are going to be starting out in Twin Falls and we're going to be delivering some bear paint to Idaho Falls. It is a custom load that comes with this trailer. What is this trailer? As you may have seen from the title, this is Dro Modding's Utility 3000R, and the reason why we're talking about it today is because it has recently been updated. I mean, a day ago. We're looking at version 1.49.2 of this trailer. The skin is one of at least 20 skins that come with the trailer, and then I just went ahead and tried as best I could to match the paint scheme on the truck, which of course is Corey Watson Mack Cruiseliner. I'll have links to the trailer where you can get that on Dro Modding's Patreon, as well as where you can get the trailer. And you're just going to go to Corey Watson's Facebook page, contact him directly. He's a good guy. You can trust him to pick up this truck. Two parts to this video. Since there were changes to the updates of the trailer, and even though I've used this trailer in the past on videos, we really didn't take it into the shop to take a thorough look. So that's going to be part one. Thorough look at the Utility 3000R from Dro Modding, and then once we're out of the shop, we're going to take a small drive. Again, we're delivering bear paint, and I'm using the Truckee mod, or the Truckee app, so that I can customize it so we can take it from a rail yard or a designated pickup spot, and we're going to be delivering some bear paint to Home Depot. So let's get started. Okay, so here is the Utility 3000R. It's even printed right there on the trailer. Again, from Dro Modding. It's available if you are a Patreon. Again, I'll have a link down below where you can become part of that. But let's go ahead and look at a kind of a deeper dive. The updates here for 1.49.2 of this trailer. A lot of bug fixes, added a few more accessories. We'll go over those. Reworked the textures and the mats. Also updated the def files. There are more loads, and I think, don't quote me on this, but I believe bear paint is a new one. I haven't seen it before, but don't quote me on that. Regardless, if you get the trailer, you are getting some bear paint, and we will be able to see that on the inside. Yes, that's right. We're going to cover that too. Reworked the light mask, created new flares, and as of yesterday, added an underglow. Couple different things to note here is he has a very specific mod order that he has on his Patreon. It's very easy to follow once you download this trailer, but also you have to have his light packs, and his light pack was just updated yesterday as well to version 1.49.2. So with that, you're going to get his flares, all of his new lights, but you're also going to get an underglow, which is what we're going to be going over in a second. So let's go ahead and get into it, and we'll start here with the chain types. Just got one. With the body, we have many. So skin, reefer, custom connectors, standard connectors. If we go down here a little bit more, we've got the stainless, and then you can get that in the custom and the standard connectors as well. We also have a non-insulated version of it, and you can just go ahead and get that in a chrome. Just make it standard, or you can have the paint come along with it. So there's actually quite a few changes, or quite a few options here. Not to mention you're going to be able to get the 53 foot, the 48 foot, and then of course you get them in different axles as well. So if we take this 53 foot and we make it a triaxle, that's something that we can do. We can also make it so that one of them is a lift axle. Looking at the 48 footers, obviously just a little bit smaller. But notice how over here we get roll-up doors and standard doors. What does that look like? And this is kind of important because as I showcased this once on my channel earlier, this is actually a trailer where we're going to be able to see the loads from the inside. To my knowledge, this is the only dry van slash reefer where you can actually open the doors to see the loads. So when I say that he put new loads onto this trailer, what does that normally mean for a box van? Nothing, except if you allow the doors to be open and see the cargo in there. So more loads means he's actually designed this so you can see the different cargo in there. Here's the standard door, and here is the roll-up door. So that's pretty cool. One thing I wanted to note, if we get into the options here, so with the roll-up door, we do actually have the option via this node here to add a lift gate, but watch what happens to the lights. The lift gate does cover the lights. Look at this too, you get some 53-foot utility reefer property of Clear Creek Logistics. Clear Creek Logistics is kind of the default that comes with the trailer, and it's also one of the skins. Look at these nodes. This is incredible. There's so much to see, so let's go ahead and start with it. Something here to note is you're going to go ahead and click on Unit, and it's telling me that I can't because it's not compatible with the diamond plated. That isn't actually the case. If I come in here, I've tried diamond plating, diamond plated skin stock and polished. The reason why this isn't working is because when I was going over the options, I switched over to a dry van. So this actually makes sense. There's no way you're going to put a unit on the front of a dry van. So let's go ahead and put it back to a stainless reefer. We'll go standard connections, and all of a sudden the unit shows up just like that. Then we can come in back here with the accessories and choose the diamond plating again. So there we go. If you're having trouble seeing that and it's saying that there's a conflict with this node here, it's not actually because of that node. You just probably have a non-insulated or a dry van selected. So make sure you're actually make sure the reefer option is actually selected back here in the body options. Okay, so moving on back to the unit itself, we've got an SB400. We have an S600. X2500 with chrome vent. We have one with a painted vent, and we have it stock as well. Back to that S600, you can also get a chrome version of it, a paint version, and back to the 400 custom. And then here we go is with some of these more custom ones. This Whisper Edition, which is pretty cool. And you get the Whisper Edition in paint. Thermo King Century. I actually like this one, and I think I'm going to run it because I haven't seen too many people run it. And you can also get that in a chrome version, which is probably where I'm going to leave it. All right, so let's go up top here because we do have markers, and I have these stock markers here along the bottom and the top. If you want, you can customize it to whatever you want. Look at how many nodes there are. I mean, you're going to be here for a half an hour putting on these lights. You can also have all of those markers just empty. Personally, I'm going to save myself some time. That's enough markers, and I'm just going to go ahead and go with that. And then we have a marker that we can put right here, and we have different variations of it. I'm going to kind of zoom in here so you can see it. And I'm just going to scroll through these. Number 3, number 4, number 5. I kind of like number 3. I think we're going to go with that. As far as the landing gear, so you can get them with the mud flaps with weights. I think that looks the most realistic. Here's a second version of them. You can just get the utility mud flaps without any weights. You can get worn mud flaps. Notice how there's a bend to them, natural bend to that rubber on there. Just standard mud flaps by itself. So lots of different options here just for that landing gear and the mud flaps. More on the landing gear, I actually have the chrome-plated metal landing gear, but you can get it in paint, and you can also get it in stock. For a toolbox, there are lots of options. Keep in mind the toolbox is going to conflict with this tank here a bit. So kind of pick your poison there, but you can get it right forward, left middle, right middle, forward on both sides. Just keep in mind that some of these things are going to conflict, especially if you're talking about this tire rack here, where you can go ahead and add a spare tire by itself, or a spare tire with an aluminum rim, which is kind of cool, and I think we're going to go with that. We could also add the skirts, but keep in mind this will conflict with the tank and with the spare tire. Again, pick your poison there. As far as U-panel goes, we actually have this panel that we can throw on back here, and we can do it with mud flaps. We can do it with slots so that we can customize it. Really important because you're already getting his light pack as well. Comes with Patreon and downloading the trailer. But if you wanted the mud flaps and still have your option, there's so many options here. This is not like your standard reefer here. I'm just kind of clicking through the different options. I'm probably going to pick something like this, to be honest with you. I'm not much for picking out lights myself, but maybe we'll just go with those flaps too. Yeah, let's go with that. All right, moving on to the fender. We do have quite a few options here. I'm just going to scroll through them. These are the these last two are the Hogue built, and then we also have utility fenders, version 1 and 2. So it doesn't really matter too much with a reefer, but let's go ahead and go with those. An axle count, stock tandems, or do you want them painted? I'm actually going to leave them stock. I don't think that's something that really needs to jut out. And I'm just going to go with these Corby Alcoas, which comes with the, it comes stock on the trailer when you go ahead and download it. So many nodes, so many different options here. I believe we've gone over all of them. Except for the stuff in the back. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's see. If I want to get, okay, what did I have to do in order to get that roll-up option? I needed to choose the correct doors, right? I think, is that on here? Yeah. So let's go with the 53 foot, but let's go with the roll-up doors. And then once I click on the accessories, I can click on this node and I can get my lift gate. I like RP and things, and so many times, even when places have docks, you're not going to see it back up to the dock. You're just going to have it drop off in the middle of nowhere. At least you can RP it now and say, hey, a forklift's going to come over and pick it up. Boss Shop. Coors Beer, there you go. Iowa 80. Penske. Pilot. Wow. Tons of options here. I know the ones that I'm going to go for. I'm waiting. They're coming up pretty soon here. These are going to be mine. Caution wide turns in the black. You can also get them with yellow and black writing. Some of these options aren't quite working, but even for the ones that are, look at how many options you're getting. Caution wide turns, black with yellow writing, and we'll do the same thing for the other one. Keep in mind there are two sub nodes that pop up, and so you will have to do it for both sides. So that covers our mud flaps. There's also another mud flap here. I have a utility selected, but here's some different options. Probably doesn't make sense to go with the weights here. There's the Clear Creek. And you can even customize it. Your text here. I'm going to go ahead and stick with the utility most likely. And we'll go without the weights. These are just the short ones. For the bumper, two different options here on the back. This is the narrower one. This is the wider one. You can customize your plate if you'd like. Put whatever you want here. And this one can actually do lights. Hey, this might be a good workaround. Put in some brake lights because these lights are covered by the lift gate. So maybe I kind of jumped the gun on that. Maybe you can add some custom lights here as well as add on your custom license plate. If you don't want to customize the license plate, then don't worry about that. What you would do is just go ahead and get rid of that, leave it open. Oh, there you go. See, there you go. See, I jumped the gun on it. Look, go to this version where you click on this node for rear_P. And I was looking at these and I'm thinking, oh, okay, I just have to choose from the paints. But you're actually going to be able to have these lights right there for you. And that completely circumvents the whole idea of these lights being covered up. So I just jumped the gun. Let's get one for Alaska. Let's look at the drain. You can have drain pipes on both sides. Little bit more realism there for you. Tag hook. Now, obviously, we don't really need to add this license plate. It's telling me that you have to override this whole section, which adds these lights. And these lights are lighting up just fine. That's a perfect replacement now that this lift gate is blocking those. So perfect. And then the blinker, LED brakes, and this really applies to this up here. Anyway, that is the option if you want to customize those lights back here and you're not using this this rear_P where you get the lights for the lift gate. So something to be aware of there. But The only thing that I had pointed out that I wanted changed, it's already there. I just didn't look through it as thoroughly as I should have. But that is the trailer. So let's go ahead and take her for a ride. Okay, so we are back and we have our load. Again, this is bare paint that we're taking from Twin Falls to Idaho Falls, 44,100. Let's go ahead and get her started up. It's that E7 from Slob Jerry. Get inside, get those windows rolled down. Make sure we get our lights on. Parking brake is already off because I didn't set it. Yes, this is a 460 horsepower E7 from Slob Jerry. Sounds really great. And we're going to be pairing it with a 12-speed Maxitorque from Fury6. It's a single stick. We're not going to need this other one over here for today. For those of you that want to know how to shift it, I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. If you don't, go ahead and look at the timestamps in the description right now, and you can skip to the part where we start the drive. Okay, so with a 12-speed, basically what happens, it's kind of like a 10 plus 2. You get 10 highway gears and 2 low gears. We're going to start out down here, and we're already in the high gears. Range is down, splitter is back, and the pattern kind of runs kind of like you would run a 10-speed. 1 direct, splitter goes forward. There's a lot of splitter movement on this. Think about it as like a low and a high in a 13 or an 18 speed. Splitter forward gets you 1 high, splitter back, 2 direct, 2 high. Pattern's pretty straightforward. 3 direct, splitter forward is 3 high, upper right, 4 direct, splitter forward 4 high, splitter back we get 5 direct, and splitter forward 5 high. So whether you want to talk about 5 gears, dividing them into direct or high, or whether you want to call them 1 through 10, either way. Now if we go to the upper range, this is what gives you your other 2 gears. They're low gears. Splitter back will give you low. Splitter forward will give you low. This is the lower one. This one has, I believe, I want to say it's something like 16:1 on the ratio. It's got a lot of torque to it. And then if you leave the splitter back, here's where all your reverse gears are. Again, we're still in the upper range. Reverse 1, reverse 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is typical of a Mac. You get just as many gears in reverse as you get in forward. So just remember, upper range to get the low gears with the splitter, and to get your 5 reverse gears, and then all of your highway gears are in the low range, and shift it kind of like you would shift a 10, only your highway gears you don't even have to really hit the range. You're just splitting them between you're just using the splitter to go between them. So that's pretty much it. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this bare paint over to Idaho Falls. Let's go ahead and start with the low. I'm not going to start low, but we'll just go low. Get our 4-ways on in the yard here. Should have plenty of time or plenty of space to turn around, especially with a cab over. Didn't exactly do the greatest job matching up that paint color. I think I went a little bit too red on the truck itself. It's hard to tell. It really is hard to tell unless you have the exact color swatches. So just kind of eyeball it. I do want to show you something here real quick, because it is one of the biggest reasons to get this trailer. Something that I forgot to do, actually. Let me show you what to do here. Let's go ahead, put the parking brake on, and I am going to disconnect the trailer. Okay, trailer is disconnected. What happens when the trailer gets disconnected? That is when the back of the trailer opens up and you can see the load. So we've got our lift gate there, and we've got our bare paint. Truck is absolutely full. It's so cool, and it really does change. For all the loads that come with this trailer, you see different cargo. And if it's a smaller quantity, it isn't loaded all the way to the back. It might only be loaded 3/4 of the way or half the way into the trailer. So that actually reflects what sort of load you have. Really cool little thing. And once you get it reconnected, the lift gate closes again, shuts. Oh, parking brake is engaged. Ooh, it's a little rough, Might need to start in that low gear next time. Something to keep in mind. Takes a little bit of getting used to, especially because your low gears, for the way the shift pattern is made, is in the upper range, and then you immediately get your next gear by going to the lower range. Something to get used to, but...
Turn left.
Alright guys, I'll see you guys on the way back. Gate open, we're going left. Let's get our windows up, because this is going to get pretty loud with this E7. Nothing coming to the right. See if we can make this light. Nope, nope, nope. And we'll get set up in low in the upper range as we're going to take off. Something I did want to mention, and I mention this every time I drive the Cruiseliner, I wish this could be updated by Corey. I love the model in here, but I am going to nitpick. I'm idling here at about 650 RPMs according to the tachometer that I have on my desk. And this is calibrated with the game. It says here that I'm running about 1300 RPMs, so about double that. As a result, when I get up to about 1900 RPMs, 2000 RPMs on the gauge here right in front of me, it's actually going to see it rev all the way up to above 2800 RPMs. And that's just something that needs to get worked out with the truck. Yeah, see, it's going all the way to like 3,000 RPMs. And so I'm at 17, 18, 19. I'm just telling you what's on my gauge compared to what you see on the truck's dashboard. That's 2,000. So it's a little bit off in this truck. And it's something, it's kind of held me back from driving this truck a little bit because it's so incredibly off, and I do like to float. I put different engines and different transmissions in this thing all the time if you've seen any of my videos, so I'm not really used to hearing it when I should be changing. I really do look at my RPMs and the tach a whole lot, so without this tach that I have here on my desk, I probably wouldn't be doing that great of a job. So Corey, can you please get that fixed? Again, I love the truck. Don't mean to nitpick. We've got a 4.1 differential in here. It's set up for high torque, or higher torque anyway. So we've got not a whole lot of room between these different gears, which is kind of cool that half of them now are just being done based on this splitter. Makes it a lot easier instead of a lot of arm movements. So we're looking at under 3 hours in this drive. Not going to be too long, but I'll probably skip ahead because we did spend all that time in the shop looking at the trailer. In case you are wondering what's up with Dro Modding, you should definitely check out his Patreon and see all the different trailers he has. He's also working on, he has a Fruhoff tanker, and he's working on that update that should be out relatively soon. So he's making changes to that. He has a whole bunch of trailers. I run a lot of Dro Modding stuff. Definitely worth it to throw him a few bucks every month and see what he comes up with on the updates. Home Depot, that's where we're going. Not this one though. We gotta wait till we're over in Idaho Falls. Alright, we are getting back on the highway here. Ran into about 2 or 3 more lights, so I'll save you guys a little bit of time because you don't need to see me stopped at lights. Decent visibility here out of these mirrors on the left side. Nice and big. Visibility on the right hand side is also pretty decent, though it seems like the right smaller mirror is at a weird angle. I've tried to change it. I've actually poked it out as much as it can be turned the other direction, and it's a really narrow mirror there on the right hand side, though there's no part of the window that's covering it. So, and here we go. Speed limit is 70. We're up at 66. I'm actually showing that this gauge is pretty accurate, the gauge that is on here, so I'm actually showing 70 right here. Notice how it's showing about 73, 74 on the speedometer in the truck. Again, like the tachometer in the truck, I think the speedometer could use a little bit of tweaking. You have a little fender bender here, huh? That guy's not having a good day. Yeah, so I'm going about, just looking at the gauges myself, and what's usually around 2,000 RPMs, I'm coming out into the next gear at about 1,500 RPMs floating it. So that seems about right. Yeah, 1,500 RPM on the dot. So for this, you want to take it if you're looking and using the dashboard speedometer, or the dashboard tachometer, excuse me. You probably want to come out at 3,000 and back in around 2,400. See, it's dropping back to 2,400 when it should be at like 1,500. So that's like, it's not a little bit off. It's very far off, and it's hard to really tell, especially if you're going to float them. Just a little bit of thing to keep in mind. If you have gauges, it's not an actual problem at all, though that's something to be aware of. Take a look at this trailer again. I love that lift gate and that rolling door option. Got those wide turn mud flaps. That's pretty cool. And do not mind the skin. Again, there's like at least 20 skins that comes with this. Not to mention, you can always go for the option of getting the stainless version too, if you don't want to put a paint skin on it. Tons of options. And we're not going to get to see it probably on this drive, but the underglow is actually enabled. So would be better for a night drive, but since we're going to be there in an hour, so delivery time is probably around 12:30. We're not going to get to see the underglow, but trust me, it works and it looks fabulous. Alright, let's take this up. 1,800 RPMs. 1,800 is good enough for me. Got to get over here to the left. See, you don't want a standard trailer like that in front of you. You want one. Oh, exit left. You want one with a rolling door option and a lift gate. So many different options on this trailer. It's amazing. What do you think about the trailer after we saw in the shop now? What do you think about the about Corey Watson's Cruiseliner here? You guys a fan? Do you guys have it? Are you planning on getting it? Again, a lot of paints, a lot of different skins come with it, and also Richard Brown does a lot of skins for Corey Watson stuff. So that's in no short supply. No short supply, as I just took out that Cadillac SUV. Oh wow, that's a new one on the channel. All right, guess we could check that one off our to-do list. That was fun. What happens when you're driving on the highway and you're looking at it?
After 50 yards, exit right ahead.
Get that Jake going on.
Exit right ahead.
I wish this E9 or E9, this E7 from Slav Jerry, I wish it had stages. Jake sounds great, and engine sounds really great. Really fun to drive.
Turn right.
Just wish it had those stages. Alright. Get her going. Turn off the Jake. Give her a little bit of room. 53-footer there. Oh, missed one. I'm going to go see if I can go straight to 3 direct. Yeah, you can definitely do that, especially going first to second. I think that's what I'm going to do now. Especially if I'm under 50,000 pounds with the cargo. Sure, but we're dropping off at the Home Depot just right over there, and I'll get back to you when we're parking. Hopefully they can give us a challenging spot. If they can't give us a dock spot, then, well, this lift gate will definitely be paying off. Let's see where they want us to put this. Let me talk to this guy right over here, and I'm sure he's going to let me know where we're going.
You have reached your destination.
Alright, be right back. Alright, get our 4-ways on. Sure as heck, they are making us drop off, not at one of their docks. Maybe their docks are full. Let me see what's going on. Although, I've never seen the Home Depot docks be full. JB Hunt's got us set up here. Oh, you know what? Maybe that's why they're not having me go into the docks. Because that'd be kind of hard to squeeze in. Oh, they got a triple in there. You know what? That makes a little bit more sense now. I've never seen a triple there. That's pretty cool. But JB Hunt is representing here. There we are. All right, windows up. Parking lights only. Parking brake should have been the first thing that I set. Come on now. And engine off. All right, here we are. Welcome to Idaho Falls. Hope you guys enjoyed the trip. Hope you guys enjoyed the trailer. Really check out Dro Modding. He's doing some great things, and obviously, like I said, this was just released, this update. Also working on his Fruhoff tanker trailer, so this is a guy who's putting out a lot of stuff, but he's also keeping them updated on a regular basis. If you like what you see here, then definitely take a look over at Dro Modding on his Patreon. I'll have a link down in the description, but hope you like the stuff in the shop, the drive, the truck, the trailer. If you guys have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them down below, and I'd be happy to answer them. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you can see all my videos, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.